Something that is talked about a lot by people my age is the idea that we are maybe the first generation that has it not worse, but we've not progressed. It's not been a linear progression, like from say the 50s to the 60s to the 70s to the 80s. It's kind of downhill. Any technological progression that we've made, or not any, but you know I'm talking about AI. So many of the progressions and the technological advancements that we've made have a caveat to them. Oh yeah, AI can do this for you, but also might take away your job. Things like that. Although I suppose you could argue that's always been a thing. Whenever we've used machines, they have taken jobs. But I feel like it's on a new level. And there are absolutely, I see all these people getting the specialized hearing aids, or people with glasses that are letting them see color for the first time. There are amazing technological advancements, but I think in general, life and society is worse. And that may sound very pessimistic, but stay with me here, because I think that we kind of need a bit of that realism, because maybe we need a bit of a shake-up to say, hang on, maybe we're not doing it right, guys. Maybe we should rethink some structures. The school system hasn't changed since the Industrial Revolution. We've been stuck with the 40-hour work week since, 40s, 50s. And at that time, it was, we're gonna get rid of this. Like, we're gonna do 40 hours now, but just you wait, in the future, we're going to do 30. You're going to be working 4 hours a week. You're going to have so much free time. So get those hobbies in. And, we progress from natural fibers to synthetics and yada, yada. There are so many things that at the time was like, wow, look at all this time we're saving. And it has doomed us all. Like, now we've got fast fashion. And again, I'm trying not to be pessimistic, but I am inherently slightly pessimistic about the future in comparison to someone from the 50s. For years and years, I've been fascinated by, I love Disney, but the parks specifically. But in particular, Tomorrowland and Epcot have always had this weird hold on me that I've always kind of struggled to warrant in my brain. Like, why am I so into this? But I think it's because it is the most optimistic futurism. It's literally dreaming of a utopia. Think of what we could achieve. We're going to have this, and we're going to have that. And the focus was on who can come up with the next best invention, who is going to better society, who is going to rewrite how we look at society. It was so open to new ideas. And now, decades later, we've kind of just accepted this is the way things are. We live in a capitalist society. We go to work for 40 hours a week. We come home. And I think those little hints of like working from home and things like that, they have slowly started to eke into my generation's brain to be like, maybe capitalism is not the answer. Maybe I don't need a boss. Maybe. And I think we are starting to feel that unrest in society. Like, you can feel it as a whole. You can feel it with the protests. You can feel it with, there's always wars, but I think it's essentially civil war that's happening here. The beginnings of. We're not in a war, don't worry, yet. But you can feel it. You can feel the unrest, and there's a big shake-up coming. There has to be, because we can't go on like this. I should be able to have a house. Like, I work, I contribute to society. I should be able to have a house. One of my friends, I don't know if she watches these, but if she does, you'll know I'm talking about you, and I hope you don't mind me sharing. But some man had the audacity to come up to her and a friend at a bar. They were talking about how they're probably going to be child-free for their whole lives. And he's like, no, you should have a child. you should absolutely have a child. And she gave him all these reasons why, you know, I don't want to bring a child into such an uncertain place. And he said, oh, well, we had kids when there was the threat of nuclear war and yada, yada. But are you hearing yourself? Because that's irresponsible, I think, to bring a child into a world where I'm going, well, you're basically going to be living in poverty because I can only just scrape by for myself. I don't know where this essentially anger towards realism has come from, because yes, we're realists, because I have lived through 3 once-in-a-lifetime recessions. Of course, I'm a little bit jaded about the way that society works. And I think that is, in a way, optimistic, because it means that I'm so ready. I am so ready to try a new system. If someone came to me today and said, you know what, actually, we're scrapping it. We're going back to a trade system. Huge, massive, changes every aspect of your life. I honestly, if they came to me today and said that, fine, yeah, let's give it a go. Because it's not working. What we've got is not working. Either way, I'm giving myself a headache. So I'm going to shut up. But I hope you see that this was actually an optimistic view, though it is based in realism. I am inherently an optimist. I want better things for myself, for my future, for society as a whole. But you need to look at the bad stuff in order to improve. If you just see everything rose-tinted, you're not going to see what's wrong with it. And you're going to go, yeah, of course, it's all working. Why would we change it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's broke, let's fix it. Let's fix it, guys. Have a good day. See you.